Why do you feel empty after long gaming sessions, but genuinely moved after finishing certain games? And I'm not talking about good games versus bad games, I'm talking about why you can sink hundreds of hours into League of Legends and feel nothing, but 40 hours in Disco Elysium changes how you see yourself. I'm Patrick Rose, and I've spent years in the industry working at places like Bandai Namco and other AAA titles. All that time I've been studying what makes games work, not just as entertainment, but as experiences that actually mean something. There's actual psychology behind this, and once you understand it, you'll finally have words for something you felt your entire gaming life. There's this framework called self-determination theory, been researched since the 70s, and it basically cracked the code on what makes any activity, including games, genuinely fulfilling versus just addictive. It comes down to 3 psychological needs: autonomy, competence, and relatedness. Some games actually satisfy these. You finish playing and you feel like you got something out of it. Other games just trigger these needs without ever fulfilling them. You keep playing, but you're never really satisfied. Let's start with the trap. League of Legends. League hits all 3 needs, that's why people can't quit. Competence, your rank, your mechanics, that moment you finally land a 5-man ultimate and carry a team fight, you're constantly improving, constantly measuring yourself. Relatedness, your duo partner, your clash team, that friend who only plays when you're online, they need you, you're part of something. Autonomy, your main, your build, the way you play Thresh is different from anyone else, that's your identity. So League should be the most fulfilling game ever made, right? It has everything, but it's not. And anyone who plays it knows it's not. You close League at 2 AM feeling hollow, maybe tilted, definitely not fulfilled. You won 3 games and you're still not satisfied. You lost 3 games and you're definitely queuing again even though you should sleep. Why? Because League gives you the sensation of these needs without ever actually satisfying them. The rank climb never ends. There's always another tier. Your friends will be online again tomorrow expecting you. The meta shifts, and suddenly your champion isn't viable anymore. It's designed to keep you hungry forever. Now let's compare that to Disco Elysium. Disco Elysium asks you one question for 40 hours. Who are you? And everything you do, every dialogue choice, every skill check you attempt, every thought you internalize, builds toward your answer. The autonomy here is actually real. Be a communist, a fascist, an art cop, fail every check in the game. Doesn't matter, you still get a story that's genuinely yours. The game doesn't judge you, it just watches. Same with competence. You're not grinding ranks that reset every season, you're solving a case. When it's solved, done. You understood something. That feeling of completion is real. Your partner, Kim Kitsuragi, isn't going to message you asking where you've been, but you'll think about him for years. You cared because the game gave you room to care, not because it guilt-tripped you into logging on. When you finish Disco Elysium, you sit in silence for 20 minutes. Not because you're sad it's over, but because you need to process who you just were. It's like the difference between eating fast food and eating a full homemade meal. One just stops the hunger. The other makes you feel good. The Witcher 3 does this. Your choices have consequences you don't see for dozens of hours. You romance someone or you don't, and it genuinely changes the story. You make a decision in a random village, and it echoes into the ending. The game trusted you to make meaningful choices and then respected those choices with real outcomes. Expedition 33 gets it too. Your decisions actually change things. The characters stick with you, and the difficulty? It's hard, but it doesn't waste your time. It respects that you have other things to do. People think Elden Ring is just about difficulty. It's not. It's about freedom. Go wherever you want, do whatever you want. The game doesn't hold your hand. It just drops you in and trusts you to figure it out. And when you finally kill a boss after getting destroyed 50 times, that feeling, that's not from a daily login reward. That's you. You got better. Psychologists have a name for this: the over-justification effect. Add rewards to something someone already loves, and the reward replaces the love. Take the reward away, and you're left with nothing. The fun doesn't come back. This is what battle passes did to gaming. This is what achievement systems do to your brain. You're not playing to experience something anymore. You're playing to fill a bar, to clear a notification, to not miss out on a limited skin. And slowly, without you noticing, the ability to just enjoy a game erodes. There was this Stanford experiment. Kids who loved drawing, researchers gave them gold stars for drawing. Kids drew more. Then they stopped giving stars. The kids stopped drawing permanently. The reward killed the original love, and it didn't come back. That's what's happening every time a game dings an achievement notification while you're trying to be immersed. Every time you check how many days left on the battle pass. Every time you log into something you don't enjoy just to not lose your streak. This is why some of us feel like games just aren't as fun as they used to be. It's not nostalgia. Our brains have been trained to expect external validation, and games that don't provide it feel weirdly empty now, even when they're better games. If you haven't played Outer Wilds, that game will never tell you what to do or why anything matters. You piece it together yourself, and it's incredible. Same energy with Journey, where you don't even realize you've been playing with a real person until the credits roll. Celeste and Hades do similar things. The surface level goal isn't really the point, the relationships are, the growth is. 10 years from now, you're not going to remember which game had the best rewards. You're going to remember the ones that stuck with you, the ones that meant something. But now you have the words for it. That weird emptiness after a long session, that's your psychological needs being triggered but not satisfied. Not a personal failure, just design doing what it was designed to do. That feeling after finishing Disco Elysium where you need to sit quietly for a while, that's genuine fulfillment. Autonomy, competence, and relatedness actually landing, not just being dangled in front of you. Once you understand this stuff, you start seeing it everywhere. You notice which games actually respect your time, which communities feel like friends versus ones that feel like chores, why some games you can replay forever and others feel like work by the end. I'm not saying competitive games are bad or that live service games are evil. I'm saying it helps to understand what a game is actually offering you and what it's taking. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And honestly, it makes gaming more interesting, not less. You start appreciating the craft behind games that actually get this right. You understand why certain design choices feel off even when you can't explain it. That's game literacy. Knowing what you like is one thing. Understanding why you like it, that's when it gets interesting. And if you're someone who makes games, or wants to someday, this is the difference between making something people play and making something people remember. If you're the type who wants to understand games, not just play them, you're in the right place. This is what I've been doing for years. Digging into the psychology behind player engagement, the design choices most players feel but can't explain. What hooks you, what fulfills you, what makes the difference between a game you forget and one that stays with you. If you found this interesting, subscribe and stick around. There's a lot more to dig into. I'll see you in the next one.